In this video, we'll talk about dynamic ARP inspection, which is going to prevent from ARP spoofing attacks. Now, what is ARP spoofing attack? First, we'll talk about ARP spoofing attacks, how it's going to work, and then we'll see a solution called DAI, dynamic ARP inspection. Let's first try to understand ARP spoofing attack. Now, ARP spoofing attack is something, an attack which is generated based on the ARP messages or the ARP request and reply messages. Now ARP spoofing is something like it allows you to allows the particular host to spoof the MAC addresses for any specific IP addresses. Like, take an example. In this scenario, there is a target computer source, and the source address is, let's say, 192.168.1.1, and is supposed to communicate with a router which is 192.168.1.100. Now, the actual traffic which is coming from 1.1 to 1.100 will go directly from switch to router, because now whenever you are sending a packet from 192.168.1.1 and the destination is 192.168.1.100, there is a protocol called ARP. Now, that ARP's protocol is going to resolve the IP to MAC. Now, in my scenario, let's say the MAC address is AA and AB is the MAC address of the source and destinations, and the device is going to send an ARP broadcast request saying that who is 1.100 and what is the MAC address, and then the router is going to reply that particular ARP request, and it's going to reply with the MAC address, and the communication happens between these two devices based on the MAC address. Now, ARP is a protocol which will help you to resolve the IP to MAC address in the LAN, because the switches will only understand the MAC addresses, but when you're trying to communicate, we generally use IP addresses for communication. Now, this ARP spoofing attack is something is going to take the advantage of this ARP protocol. Now, when a user, like here, 1.1 sends a broadcast request to 1.100 requesting for ARP, there might be an attacker sitting here. Now, what attacker is going to do is it is going to give a false reply saying that he is 1.100 and the MAC address is something XY. Now, the target computer is going to think that this is your gateway, or this is the gateway from where you have to go to outside network. It's going to send back the traffic to this user, and then again this particular attacker is going to change the source address. He's going to reply on behalf of this router as well when the communication is happening between these two computers. Now, the source, the gateway, now it's something sent to the attacker, and the attacker is going to send back to the router here, and then all the traffic is going through the attacker, and that's what we call as man-in-middle attacks. Now, because of the false ARP information which is given by the attacker, the actual traffic which is supposed to go directly between these two users, it's not going directly, it's going via attacker. Now, we call this as poisoned ARP cache or ARP spoofing attacks. Now, we want to ensure that the switches, we need something to implement to ensure that this kind of attack should not happen in your LAN. Now, to prevent this kind of false ARP informations provided by some attacker devices, we can use a solution called dynamic ARP inspection. Now, in case of dynamic ARP inspection, what we are going to do is it is going to create a special entries from IP to MAC, and this IP to MAC information is built dynamically by the switch. Now, the switch is going to keep the track of IP address and what is the MAC address of that particular device. Now, this binding information can be done by either based on the DHCP. There are two different options we have. So, if you are running a DHCP in your network, DHCP is going to provide the IP address to the clients, and when it is providing, it is going to keep the track of the MAC address information also. So, it's going to check the MAC to IP information based on the DHCP server, or if there is no DHCP running in your network, in that case we can make a manual binding entries by using some ARP ACLs. Now, there are two different options we can use. Either we can go with an existing DHCP server, and we can tell the switch to, if any ARP request is coming on that particular port, I'm asking the switch to check with the DHCP database, check whether the IP address and the MAC address are same or not, or else we can even configure some ARP access list on the switch for verification. Now, two different options. Right now, here we'll see both the options here, and it's going to build some IP to MAC binding information. Now once this IP to MAC binding information is done, now if any ARP request is coming from here, the switch is going to check, it's going to do something called inspection. And that inspection is if an ARP request is coming from here, if he's saying, hi, I'm MAC B, if the attacker sends any information, it's going to check the database and is going to validate the ARP reply. Now if it is going to match as per the database, the switch is going to permit the path traffic if it matches the database. And if that particular ARP reply, it's not going to match the database, in that case it's simply going to drop that particular traffic. Now here what switch is doing is, switch is going to validate the source IP and the MAC information based on the binding information which is done either by DHCP or by ARP ACLs. Now that's how switch is going to prevent this ARP spoofing attacks. Now by default, whenever you enable this dynamic ARP inspection, by default all the ports will be referred as untrusted ports. Now when we say untrusted, means each and every port has to go with dynamic ARP inspection checking. So that's what we call as each and every interface will be referred as untrusted, which means it has to go with a validation or verification of IP to MAC information based on the binding database. Now if you want to bypass this particular inspection on some specific ports, let's say in my scenario I have a switch and I have a computer, I have a server, maybe I don't want this particular port to go with dynamic ARP inspection, we can configure that particular port as a trusted port. Now whichever the port configured as a trusted port, that particular port will not go with dynamic ARP inspection verification. So that's something what we can do by using a DAI, dynamic ARP inspection. It's going to prevent the ARP spoofing attacks, and it is going to create some IP to MAC binding information. Either can be done by a DHCP or we can do it manually by using ARP access list. Now DAI associate the interface with a trusted or untrusted port, and once you configure, by default it will be referred as untrusted port, and untrusted port has to go with dynamic ARP inspection verification. Whereas if you configure any specific port as a trusted port, they will bypass the dynamic ARP inspection validation. Now here I'm not going to define, like in case if you want to use manual bindings. Now one option is we can use DHCP binding information, which is automatically built by the DHCP server, and to make this possible you just need to have some DHCP snooping feature enabled. And once you enable DHCP snooping, the switch is going to contact the DHCP and it's going to validate the IP to MAC information based on the DHCP binding information which is already created by the DHCP. Now in case if you're not using the DHCP server, then we can manually configure a manual access list, ARP access list we call them as, where we can specifically define what will be the IP address of the host and what is the MAC address, and what will be the IP address and what will be the MAC address. Now every untrusted port will go with this validation, which means if a ARP reply is coming from 1.1, if it matches this MAC address, then only it is going to permit that particular traffic, or else if it does not match the database, it's going to simply drop that particular traffic. And we can implement this ACL for VLAN 10, so or VLAN 20 or VLAN 30, whatever the VLAN on the switches. Now this is the complete configuration, which is something what we are going to verify in our next videos in the lab in detail. Let me just give you some overview of the configuration. Now here we are going to enable the DHCP snooping feature. Now just for the DHCP binding information, because in the big size networks you will be using some DHCP servers, and the DHCP server will be responsible for providing the IP address to the clients. When it provides the IP address, it is going to keep the track of what is the MAC and the IP addresses given to those particular devices. Now we need to ensure that if you want DHCP binding to work, we need to enable this DHCP snooping feature, and then also we can create some manual entries. So probably in the lab we are not going to use any DHCP information here. We are going to use some manual bindings where I got two routers connected here, and the MAC addresses as per this diagram you can see there. Now I'm going to bind that if any ARP reply is coming from this particular 1.1 computer, if it matches this MAC address, it has to permit. And the same thing I'm doing for 1.2 as well. And then we need to apply this for the VLAN 10 ARP inspection for all the devices in the VLAN 10. And then we are going to filter the traffic, which means anything matching this source IP to MAC information, it should be permitted. Anything not matching, it should be simply dropped. Now we can even configure any particular port as a trusted port. By default, all the ports will be untrusted. In my lab scenario, I'm going to use a computer from where I'm trying to telnet to the switch. I want to ensure that in order for the telnet to work, this particular port should bypass the dynamic ARP inspection validation. Now we can go to that interface. We can simply configure this as a trust. Now there are two options for this to work. The one thing is, if you don't want to bypass this, then you need to add this entry in the ARP ACL. And if you want to bypass, then you need to configure this port as a trust. There are two options. Either we can bypass that DAI inspection by configuring the port as a trusted, or we can manually add the entry, which means if the entry is there, then still you will be able to telnet. So there are two possible solutions we can go with. Now in my lab scenarios, I'm going with a trust option, just to have one more option, like we can also configure it as a trusted. So this is something what we are going to verify more in detail with some live scenarios. And then for verification, we can use a command called showIP ARP inspection for VLAN 10. Now here you'll find some information like the ARP inspection is enabled for VLAN 10, and it's going to verify the ARP ACL to match, and anything matches this is going to be permitted, and anything whatever not matching, it's simply going to be denied.